Hi everybody, I'm glad that you guys can all make it back for our second session. Last time that we were here, first let's go over something and maybe something positive that happened to us either today or within the last week. So for instance, I got a new puppy, so that's been like an exciting thing in my life. And I actually haven't even named this puppy yet, so hopefully maybe you guys can help me out. So if you guys have any suggestions, keep it in the back of your mind, and maybe by the end of our session here, you guys can give me suggestions on how to name this male puppy that I have. So I'm pretty excited.
I have a name.
I can't wait till the end of
Okay, let's hear it.
it. Pee-wee.
Okay, Pee-wee, I'll keep that in mind. Okay, it is a small dog. It is a Chihuahua, so it would be actually appropriate. But anyway, do you have anything positive that's happened to you either today or in the last week?
I got a new book.
A new book, okay.
I'm excited.
Have you started reading it yet?
Not yet.
Okay, well, next time we'll check in. You can give us an update on the book.
Okay.
Okay. Becky, how about you?
I got the Jolly Rancher in math class today because I had all my assignments done all week long.
In math?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Very good. Well, keep up the good work.
I brought up my English grade from a C to a B.
Wow, that's really good. Nice.
I made a new friend in chemistry.
A new friend? Oh, good for you. That's nice. All right. Last time we also went over some rules, and we all said that we would abide by those rules, so I thought we'd just maybe remind ourselves. And the poster's right up there, and the first one is confidentiality. Does anybody remember what we agreed to?
I'm not going to tell
We're not going to talk to anybody about what we talked about in group.
You got it. So what is said in here in group is going to stay in group. I have one more thing to add that I forgot to add last time, and that is that I have a responsibility that if you say that, somebody's harming you or you are indicating that you might harm somebody, that's the only time that I have to, by law, actually break our code of confidentiality. Is everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. The second one is be supportive. What would that mean? How would we show support in here?
Like if someone in the group has a problem, we could acknowledge their problem and we can maybe give them some suggestions on what they could do.
Oh, I like that idea. That's good. Number 3 is be on time, which you guys were today. I really like that. Thank you very much. And we're going to meet at the same time next week, so I'll be expecting each one of you back at 2:30 promptly. And no cell phones. That reminds me, has everybody turned off their cell phones and put them away?
Yes.
Yeah, good, yeah. And finally, be respectful. Can anybody give me an example of how would we show respect in our little group?
Like getting here on time and
Good.
not using our phones and be supportive.
Listening when another person is speaking.
Good, I agree. Good. We all signed it, so I think these are a good set of rules that we can kind of look back to every week. All right, anyway, today, let's get on with what we need to do today. I have a fun activity that we're going to start with. Here we go. Okay, this activity, it starts with a card. And so what I'm going to ask each of you to do is to draw this card. And this card is going to tell you to do something for the person on your left. Now, you don't have, the person that's being asked to do something doesn't have to do it. And it's up to you. You could say no, but then you have to explain why you don't want to do it. Does everybody understand the name of the game here? Okay, so want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay, my left is you. Okay. Here is it says, ask the person to your left, which is you, to sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
All right, excellent job. Thank you very much. Perfect demonstration. All right, next is that you get to pick up a card and then you're going to ask that person what's on that card to do it.
Ask the person to your left to give their cell phone to another group member.
So I would just tell her to give her phone to someone else?
No, you. She's asking you to give your phone to one of us.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. And I have to explain why, right?
You have to explain why.
Because I don't want anyone to see what's on my phone.
Okay,
It's
fair enough.
personal stuff.
Fair enough.
All right. All right, you need to do 25 jumping jacks.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not in PE class right now, so I don't have to do that. Oh, you need to go into one of these girls' purses and take out their wallet.
Oh. Sure, why not? That's a weird thing to do. I've never done this.
I've never done this.
Can I get the keep it too? Whatever.
Hey, finders keepers, losers leapers is what I say.
All right.
Okay.
And then do I ask?
You asked me, that's right.
Do 25 jumping jacks?
Oh, wait a minute, that's supposed to go on the bottom. I think we already heard that one, didn't we? Oh, I was going to say, I'm not doing that.
Ask the person to your left to stand up and pretend to row a boat around the classroom.
Okay, I am not going to do that. Yeah. I'm not going to do that because I feel foolish doing that. So I think I'm going to pass on that.
Okay.
All right, so what do you guys think about this activity? Now, how did you guys feel about asking somebody to do something? And how did the person who was being asked to do something, how did that feel?
I would say asking is actually fun
Yeah.
because you're not having to do anything. You're just asking somebody else to do it.
Okay.
So it's easy.
How about the other way around? Anybody have an idea of what did it feel like to be asked to do something that you might have not want to do?
I felt pressured to sing happy birthday. I didn't want to, but since you did ask,
Well, thank you very much. You were a trooper. Thank you.
Me too. It's the first time I go into somebody else's purse, and I did it, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this. But I just did it because you asked.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't want to look foolish.
No, you didn't want to look foolish. So you went along with the group.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, this gets us to our topic today, which is actually on peer pressure. Do you guys know what peer pressure is? Can anybody define what peer pressure is?
It's like pushing your friends to do things that you're doing or that they might not want to do, but you're asking them or pushing them to do it with you.
Exactly. Anybody want to add to that, or are we going to work with that definition?
Well, you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, so you'll go along just because. It's just
Okay.
a
So
pressure.
sometimes you go along. Okay. Is there just bad peer pressure? Is there good peer pressure too? Can anybody give me an example of good peer pressure?
Maybe telling someone they need to study for a test when you know that they don't normally study for a test.
Okay. Well, that sounds like good peer pressure.
Today, in my other class, in my Spanish class, we had to create a biography, and we needed to present it in class. And I didn't want to read it, but everybody else was reading it, and they're all going to clap, so I could go on and present. So at least I got my points.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Very nice, very nice. Well, that gets us to what we're going to do today, our goals. So let me tell you what our goals are. One, we're going to try to identify when you're going to be peer pressured. So we'll take a look at that. We're going to take a look at identifying why teenagers give in to peer pressure. Why on earth would you guys do that? Why do we do that? Why do we feel compelled to do that? And how do you feel when you give in to peer pressure is another goal. And then finally, based on how you feel after giving into peer pressure, does it in any way affect your behavior, your actions? So we'll take a look at that. First, let me throw this guy out here, because we're going to use this piece of butcher paper and write down some of our answers on it. All right.
You can have your wallet after all.
Okay. This. All right. So first, before we start writing, let's answer this. How do you know when you're being peer pressured?
You might feel uncomfortable, or it might be like all of your friends are looking at you and wondering why you're not saying yes to whatever they're asking you.
Okay. Anybody else?
You want to be like them, so you go along with it, even though you might don't want to.
Okay. Anybody else? How can we identify when we are being peer pressured?
I think it's when someone asks you to do something they know that you wouldn't normally do. Because if it was something easy that you normally do, you're not going to feel pressured. But if it's something you wouldn't do, then you'd feel uncomfortable.
I think that's a fair definition of when we're peer pressured. All right, so our next task is, I'm going to give you this black pen. All right. Make sure it works. Oh, that's a purple one. I better take that one back. Black, 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 and one more black. Oh, one more. Here we go. Oh, got it? Oh. Okay, what I want you to do, I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds or so. And I want you guys to write down as many ideas as you can of maybe reasons why teenagers actually give into peer pressure. Why do they do it? So go ahead and write down as many things as you can come up with. Why do teenagers give into peer pressure?
Just in our square.
Just write in your square. All right, write down finish your last one, or write down your last one, and go ahead and share what you guys have. All right, looks like we're all about done. So what do you guys come up with? What kind of ideas and that you would feel comfortable sharing? Now remember, in our group, now, you know, sharing is always optional, you don't have to, but if you have some ideas of why teenagers would, you know, fall into peer pressure, why do they give into it, go ahead. Anybody like to start?
Afraid of rejection?
Okay, afraid of rejection from their peers?
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of said the same thing, you know, we don't want to be left out.
Yeah, that's a common feeling, I think. You guys have kind of like the same answers there. Good.
I put they want to be fun or seen as fun.
Seen as fun and cool, maybe? Okay, good.
I wrote, don't want to hurt someone else's feelings.
Oh, okay. Don't want to hurt the person who's asking their feelings. You just go along. Okay, I think that's a very common feeling as well. Anybody have anything else they'd like to share?
Don't want to be made fun of.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a lot of. I remember in high school or even grade school, you know, come on, you want to do this. Come on, don't be a chicken. So they'll kind of make fun of you. Yeah, I remember that. Anybody have any other ideas?
I just put they want to keep their friends or they don't want to be excluded from the group.
Okay, again, exclusion. You don't want to be that feeling of being left behind. It can be very tough. All right, these are good. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. This one's going to require a blue marker, though. So I will take those black markers back, and I'll give you a blue one. All right, so think about times when you've been peer pressured and you've actually given into it. Now, do you remember any of the feelings that you guys experienced right afterwards? How did you guys feel?
Who wants to write that down?
Yep, go ahead and write it down in blue, anywhere on your paper. What kind of emotions were you guys feeling when you gave into it? All right, looks like we have a good list here. Why don't we go ahead, if you guys don't mind sharing again. You know, what kind of feelings did you guys remember experiencing after you know, caving into peer pressure. Why don't we go ahead and start with you this time?
I felt stupid.
Okay. Stupid, okay.
I put embarrassed.
Okay.
Right, I said that I was like worried, like what might my parents say or something if they found out that I did that.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's the same. Dumb, stupid, embarrassed, guilty, disappointed about
Okay.
myself.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys all kind of feel the same kind of emotions. I remember the same thing. You know what I felt? I felt when I caved in, I just felt powerless. I felt like somebody had taken my power away from me. So I do remember it. And even as an adult, we still get peer pressure from our friends to do certain things, like go on vacations or visit our parents or whatever, or maybe family pressure, but kind of like the same thing. Okay, why don't we go ahead and gather these guys up. We need one more marker, and that's going to be red. We kind of have this activity that is going to link how we feel to our actions. Now, sometimes how we feel is going to have an impact on how we behave, maybe even how we think. So we'll do that next. I'll pass that out. And let me give you an example before you start. Is that, you know, sometimes I get really hungry, and I'm the kind of person that when I get really hungry and if I can't eat right away, I start feeling very angry. And I know that when I feel angry, I unfortunately take that anger out on all the people that are close to me, like my friends or my loved ones. I kind of take it out on them and make them, you know, feel really terrible. And all because of me. It has nothing to do with them. It's my feelings that I'm projecting and acting out on in a way that harms my friends. So I want you to think about all those words in blue that you guys wrote down there. Think about how does that impact your behavior in any way? Does any of those feelings going to make you think or act out in certain ways? I actually came up with some fill in the blanks if you want to use these, and go ahead and you can use this as a way to help organize your thoughts if you want. So for instance, it says when I give into negative peer pressure, let's say that I feel powerless. And when I feel powerless, I feel like sometimes I act in ways that I try to control everybody else around me. I lose power, so I try to overcompensate for that loss of power by controlling, let's say, my wife's life in some aspect. Does that make sense to everybody? So think about those words in blue that you wrote down there, and think about in what way that those words, those emotional words, are impacting maybe even your thinking or maybe impacting your behavior. Does everybody understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead. All right, let's finish up our last one, and then as long as you guys have one that you would want to share, we can. Okay, looks like we all have something down. If you would like to share, anybody like to share kind of how sometimes these feelings are going to impact how we behave?
I said like when I feel sad, then I act out when I get mad at my little brother.
Okay.
Because like, get away from me, stay away from me, and they're just like trying to make me feel happy, but I was like sad because I did something. So.
Okay. Yeah.
I kind of put the same thing. I feel guilty, so I get mad and I shut down. I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to talk to them because I don't want to explain maybe my actions. So
Okay.
it was something that.
Okay. Good. That's very similar to what Becky had to say.
when I give in to negative peer pressure, I feel anxious sometimes. So sometimes I will overeat.
Okay. Okay.
I put when I feel embarrassed, I feel ashamed, and I maybe don't want to spend time with people anymore because I don't want to do it again.
Okay, so it is kind of like hiding from everybody then.
Right.
Okay. Well, this is very good. Now, think about it. Now, if we're acting this way, what can we do to stop, feeling these emotions and acting them out in this way? What do we need to do? What can we do to prevent this?
And to peer pressure. Say no if you don't really want to do the things that they ask you to do.
Okay, yeah, just trying to resist that peer pressure. All right, I think this is a good stopping point right now. In fact, next time we're going to be taking a look at some techniques. Our next session will be taking a look at techniques on how to resist peer pressure. So just like you guys stated, if you don't want to feel these emotions, you don't want to act out on them, is that what we need to do is we need to practice, practice ways and techniques to prevent us from actually caving into peer pressure. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me go over homework. We do have some homework related to peer pressure. I'm going to give you each one of these. Okay. All right, so inevitably between now and next week, you guys are going to be confronted with some peer pressure. And what I want you to do is that when you do, go ahead and in the box to the left, go ahead and describe the kind of peer pressure that you're feeling. I want you to put down, is it positive or negative? And then I want you to tell me whether you gave in to that peer pressure or not. And how did it make you feel? And did it affect how you then either thought or behaved in certain ways? And if you can think about the last box here, it says, what could you have done differently? So I want you guys to go ahead and do that. So can you guys do that for me for the next week?
Yes.
All right, then I will see you guys in 1 week from today, same time, same place. Okay? All right, thank you.